Geno! Welcome into another edition of the PHNX Dbacks postgame show right here on PHNX. And I assure you, Zach Zent, we are not washed. Welcome in. My name is Derek Montia, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX, joined, of course, on the ones and twos by my guy, large intimate Kevin Thomas. Kev, tonight you must have brought the vibes. You weren't here for the postgame show last night. And yeah, now you're here and things are different. Things are different. Diamondbacks get a big win against the Cubs. So what do you have to say for yourself?
You know, I'm unhappy because my Arizona Wildcats lost their magic, but I'm happy that I did bring my magic to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's
and
right.
Eugenio Suárez.
Right. Geno.
Les hermanos.
We know it's Geno, of course. You know also that the PHNX Diamondbacks show is presented by Bet365 and Game Time. Make sure to download the Bet365 app today and use that code of PHNX365 when you sign up to get $150 in bonus bets, and also sign up to get $20 off your first purchase over at Game Time using our code of PHNX. Diamondbacks win big by a score of 8-1 over the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, this is a much better result than what we saw last night. Now, the offense, once again, looks like the number one offense in baseball, with the Diamondbacks doing the thing tonight. 14 hits against the Chicago Cubs. All sorts of good vibes, but the good vibes mostly were created by our guy, Geno. What a night for Eugenio Suárez. He ties Luis Gonzalez back in 2001, which, if you don't remember, that was a pretty special year for this franchise. He is the first player since Gonzo did it to have 3 home runs in his first 2 games. Geno goes out there. He hits 2 two-run bombs tonight, almost got himself a third one. The man was on fire. Now, Geno, of course, has been on fire since the halfway point of last season, and we have more here from Torey Lovullo and Geno about his stellar performance. But, you know, Geno, the first home run was incredible. The second home run, that's good enough for our Sanderson Ford deep drive of the game. And I mean, we might as well almost have given it to that third one that went all the way back to the wall. But shout out again to Geno for all of the things that he did tonight. This comes after last night's game, obviously, that didn't go the Diamondbacks' way, but also didn't necessarily go Geno's way at first, right? Geno hit a home run in the season opener. He was also our deep drive of the game last night. But then Geno got plunked, and he also got his tower buzzed a little bit there. And, of course, felt like, you know, yes, it might just be a coincidence, but in baseball, we know sometimes there are no coincidences, and it felt a little bit intentional. It felt like things were getting a little contentious, but Geno went ahead and took it out in his own way. This is what Torey had to say about Geno using that fire, I guess, in the most productive way possible.
Maybe. I think he's got a real interesting fire burning in his belly, right? You don't know it. He's got a real ease to his game, but it's one of those guys, I think when you get mad, he probably just will really find a way to beat you somehow, some way, and he still won't show it. So I don't know. I know that Jack was asking me some questions about retaliation or what my belief is on that. I think answering the bell the way Geno did today, that's how you get people back.
Well, we also have Geno himself talking. You saw him hit a little jump shot there while he was on the base path. Here's what Geno had to say about his new jumper.
You got a new jump shot? I did. I mean, that coming from Marte, I think so, that we have that to celebrate our hit. And obviously I did at third base. That was awesome. That was good. I like it.
Eugenio Suárez currently hitting .429 with a 2.214 OPS. I think that'll play. Very excited, though, for the Diamondbacks offense to be popping off tonight. Obviously, Geno had himself a big night, and, we did get a chance to talk to Geno a little bit more about his approach and just everything that's been going on this season. Here's Geno on what do we got here, Kevin?
We have Geno on his approach to this season, and is it different than any past season?
Oh, there we go.
I mean, every season is different. It's a lot of data, media, a lot of stuff that we have to work on, and every year is different. I just try to be Eugenio Suarez. I don't try to be different. So, I work harder. I prepare myself for the game, and I take everything that the game gives to me. Like every day is different. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you doesn't feel good. One year is a very good year. The next year you don't know. So that's why I say I take everything that this year that just started give it to me.
I mean, Geno really has not stopped when you take a look. I think Geno had a tremendous final game of the season for the Diamondbacks. If he didn't homer then, he homered in the second to last game. So it's just carried over from last season. And Geno wasn't the only one tonight. The Diamondbacks had some big performances, big outputs tonight. I think for me personally, the most I get gratifying night offensively was to see Alec Thomas hitting the ball as hard as he did. Alec Thomas, our young king, is back. I mean, this was not the Alec Thomas that we've seen kind of roll over soft, ground outs to the right side when he's not, banging the ball all the way to the wall, right? We saw him go 3 for 4 tonight. He had 2 doubles, an RBI, run scored. And again, it's really just great to see Alec Thomas come back and have the night that he had tonight at a major league level, right? But it's not just Alec Thomas. It's Pavin Smith having himself a credible night. Pavin Smith had a 3-run night himself. And, Pavin Smith went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI of his own. I think he had a pair of doubles as well. So, I mean, this team just hit James Tyone and the Cubs bullpen very hard. And it was all kind of set in motion there early by Geno. This is what he had to say about his night overall.
Yeah.
It's really good. I guess I was wrong about you having to come back to chase an early spring training. You can stay hot.
Man, I'm telling you, I have a lot, so I don't want to spend all those in the chase, like in the Sad River, like you say. It's awesome to be back and do those things like that. Obviously, feel great. Have it starting like this. And like I always say, I just want to keep going, not stop. Take whatever the baseball give it to me. And today, obviously, it's a good day for the team, for me, and that's all that matters. Win games and have a good games like this.
Now, this game didn't really look like it was going to go the Diamondbacks' way tonight, but early on, looked like the Cubs were going to maybe be attacking Merrill Kelly, who didn't have the strongest start to his night, but he had a very strong finish. But there were more mistakes there early. We had a situation where Perdomo threw a one-hopper to Josh Naylor that kind of fell out of his glove. It didn't end up working out for the Diamondbacks. An error was charged to Josh Naylor. The situation made me realize a couple of things. That definitely was a bad throw from Perdomo, and I think he still looks a little uncomfortable out there, but he got better as the night went on. And Josh Naylor, as good as he's been and as good of a first baseman as he is going to be for the Diamondbacks this year, there's going to be a lot of instances where he really makes us miss Christian Walker. And it's no knock against Naylor. It really is more just about how excellent Christian Walker was and how good he was at never missing those little one-hop throws and things like that kind of came in sometimes a little erratic, a little imperfect, right? So there is that. But overall, Merrill Kelly did a great job. He did labor early. He was at a 42 pitch count after 2 innings, and things did not look good for him, especially right there in that second inning. The Cubs had 2 on with no outs. A run had already come in to score, and this was all after that defensive mistake there by Perdomo and Naylor. But he got some great defense behind him at that point. They prevented runs from scoring. Kelly came home or actually he checked the runner on a grounder at third, kept him there and got an out at first. And then Perdomo came home to get the runner at home base and keep the game at 1-0. And that was crucial, right? The momentum kind of stopped right there for the Chicago Cubs. It very much felt like things were going to get out of control for this team. And then, Geno's first home run of the night really kind of took the air out of the Cubs. They weren't able to produce much more offense than that. The Cubs were held to just 3 hits for the rest of the night, I believe. Yes, 3 hits and 1 run for the rest of the night. The bullpen was electric and excellent, and we even got Shelby Miller coming out and striking out the side in an inning of work. A little less perfect in his next up and down, but Torrey was able to save the bullpen quite a bit. And, again, you had just some excellent outings tonight by Ryan Thompson, Joe Mantiply in the bullpen. So, but Merrill Kelly, again, he did a great job. Like it's not a sexy line when you take a look at what Kelly did. He went 5 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. He walked 4, which he wasn't very happy about, and struck out 1. But again, it was just one of those nights where it was ugly. It wasn't sexy by any stretch of the imagination. But he got the job done. The only strikeout he had was of Seiya Suzuki in the first inning. So that was kind of just odd for his line to look the way it did, for him to be at 42 innings pitched after 2 innings, and yet for him still to reach 5 1/3 innings pitched, only giving up 3 hits, only giving up 1 earned run, and absolutely putting the Diamondbacks in a position to win. And I do believe we have more from Merrill in the clubhouse ready to go. We got that, Kevin?
Yes, we do. We have Merrill on his start, or do you want Merrill on Geno's game?
Well, first I want Merrill talking about Geno, because Merrill, that's the first thing he wanted to talk about, was Merrill wanted to talk about Geno and how big his night was for this team.
It's fun to watch. He looks like second half Geno last year. So obviously, if he can do what he's doing right now all season like he did in the second half last year, we'll definitely be in business. Geno's the man. Even when he was hitting, what he was hitting 1-something the first half compared to 3-something and hitting homers, that guy's the same guy every day coming into this clubhouse. He does the same thing every day, same attitude every day, always smiling, always happy. So anytime somebody like that is having success, it's always fun to watch.
Ryoma in the chat says, Merrill is sexy AF. What are you talking about? I was not talking about Merrill Kelly himself not being sexy. He's a sexy beast, and we can both agree on that. It was more of an ugly outing, right? Like he had to throw the changeup a lot tonight, and he did that just to kind of grind it out. He did just a good job of getting outs. And I don't know, there's something old school about that. I think we all take a look at the stat line. Someone commented on Twitter in regards to it about 1 strikeout, 4 walks. Yes, the 4 walks is very uncommon for Merrill. He's usually much better about that. But again, there's going to be some nights that a pitcher like Merrill Kelly isn't going to go out there and blow you away with the amount of strikeouts he had and other things. But what's impressive here is how efficient he was able to be after those 42 innings or 42 pitches. I think he basically went another 42 over the next 3 1/3 innings. So he was able to stretch that out more, and he was able to keep the Cubs off the base path besides walking them. And even the walks were just kind of peppered throughout the outing. It wasn't like it was something where he really struggled in a particular inning. However, that second inning could have definitely got out of control for them. So it was very crucial to this game that Merrill was able to stop everything going on there and keep the Diamondbacks just within the 1 run. Here's what he had to say about how important that second inning was defensively.
Yeah, I think just momentum-wise coming off last night with the first couple, how they were looking, obviously wanted to give the team a little bit of a boost going into the day. It's just funny how spring training can build you up a little bit, but just nothing replicates the speed and the intensity of a real game. So coming off the mound, coming off the field that inning, being able to just keep it at 1 was a big, I think, momentum shift for us.
And yeah, it's not great that so far the Diamondbacks starting pitchers haven't been able to give them much depth. I know a lot of people are concerned about Zach Gallen, which just like this, nothing is concerning. And this, my friend Jack Summers from Sports Illustrated said it best. Nothing's concerning as long as it's in the containment of 1 game, right? Sometimes pitchers are going to have an off night. Sometimes someone like Merrill Kelly that doesn't, characteristically walk 4 batters is going to have a night like that. However, if you look at the other things he was able to do, you have to be impressed at him, keeping it to just the 1 run scored and giving the Diamondbacks a chance to win, right? So, the bullpen, though, they were excellent. Like Shelby Miller, man, between Shelby Miller, you really have to think about the additions of Shelby Miller and Jalen Beeks and what they were able to do over the last 2 nights. Shelby Miller went 2 innings pitched, did not give up a hit, did not give up an earned run, did not give up a walk, and he struck out 3, striking out the side there in the 8th inning. Then you also have a clean inning from Joe Mantiply, who struck out 1. And then, of course, my dog, Ryan Thompson, 2/3 innings pitched, completely clean, no walks, no strikeouts. So the Diamondbacks bullpen held things down. It's as good as you could want it to be in kind of a blowout situation, right? Like you've seen the Diamondbacks put some mop-up guys in there, some of their longer relievers in the past go out there and give up far too many runs, right, in an inning like this. So or in a blowout like this, just letting the game get unnecessarily close. That wasn't the case in this one. The Cubs once again were held to just 3 hits and 1 run in this loss for them, win for us. I should never call a Diamondbacks game a loss or win a loss in any way. But of course, who are we going to give the King Snake to, Kevin? I mean,
we know.
I don't.
We know.
We know?
It's Geno.
It's Geno. 2 for 4, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. And honestly, man, like what he is currently doing is such you have to be thankful for it, right? Like there is a lot of pressure being taken off the rest of the offense by Geno in these first 2 games. And again, even in the loss yesterday, like we definitely have more to address about the pitching in yesterday's loss than the offense, because 6 runs, like I said yesterday, should be enough to win you a baseball game. It would have been enough to win today, and it would be enough to win most days for the Arizona Diamondbacks. However, again, it's opening night. It was disappointing, right? We were all very excited, wanted to kick the year off on a good note, and I think this is a great way to follow it up, right? Even though Zach Gallen didn't have a strong night, Merrill Kelly did what he does. He wasn't going to allow it to be called a stopper situation, right? Because Merrill is the stopper, but this wasn't exactly a losing streak. It was just 1 loss. However, it's just great for the mainstay to get out there, give the Diamondbacks this opportunity to win, and for the offense to kind of keep creeping up, getting better, right? Like they scored 6 runs yesterday, but they kind of eked out those 6 runs. Tonight, it was a bit more of a thorough production, overall from the offense. So exciting night to be a Diamondbacks fan. And of course, we have more on the numbers from this game on the other side of this break. Of course, don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, of course, we've been talking about All Pro Shade Concepts and what they can do for you this summer. It's going to get hot, and it's going to get hot fast. So let All Pro Shade give you more shade in your life. Let them extend your outdoor living area with a custom fit awning, and there's hundreds of designs to choose from, all sorts of colors, motorized options, LED lighting, and so much more. You can also get a roll down patio shade that blocks the sun and keeps the patio up to 20 degrees cooler. Of course, great ways to improve your home and again, enjoy the outdoors a bit more here in Arizona when it becomes insufferably hot. But this company has been in business for 20 years in the Valley, and they started making these shades by hand. Now they are far more efficient at it, but the quality is still there. They are licensed, bonded, and insured. They also have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google. So if you are interested in updating your outdoor living space, maybe replacing or fixing old or outdated patio shades and motorized awnings, look to All Pro Shade Concepts. You can call them at 623-204-1476 or visit allproshadeconcepts.com now to schedule your free estimate. And if you want to be safe at home, again, if you want to have a home that you can have All Pro Shade Concepts come out and add some stuff to, look to Carol Royse and the Carol Royse team. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned vet, you can look to Carol Royse to help you buy a home. The real estate market is crazy. And of course, sometimes, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you don't know the steps to get into your dream home. Sometimes that might be buying something that's more affordable for you. Sometimes that involves finding financing. Carol Royse can help you with the entire game plan. She can be your Tori Lovullo. She can manage you to a win. And if you're worried about financing, Carol works with the best lenders, ensuring you get the best rates and loan options. And she'll also let you know. She's knowledgeable. She'll let you know if you are getting those best rates. So Carol's so confident you'll love your home that if you don't, within 18 months, the Carol Royse team will buy it back. So if you aren't happy with it, they will buy it back from you. If you're ready to find your dream home, take the next step. Call Carol Royse or visit Carol online at carolroyseteam.com. That's carolroyseteam.com. Terms and conditions do apply. Well, and speaking of homes, Desert Financial Credit Union sponsors are by the numbers, and they helped me get into my home. I'm very thankful for that because, again, I've told you guys this before, it's where I keep all of my toys and my baseball cards. So I needed a house to do that, and I appreciate that Desert Financial helped me get there. Again, guys in the chat, it's so great to see so many of you. I understand why some of you weren't here last night. I'm fine with that. Let's take a look at the super chats before we move on, because I know we got some super chats. Zach says, we won the Shelby Miller trade. Show me the lie. Where is the lie? Shelby Miller versus Dansby Swanson. Advantage Miller. That won. That worked out for us. BCom see clearly. So great to see you here this late, my friend. I'm glad you're going to send me some stuff I probably can't read. BCom see clearly asked, is Eugenio single? Might need that come here, baby 100. Yeah. I'm going to say no, he's not. But, I mean, good luck on shooting your shot. We got one more from BCom see clearly. He says, Kelly is cute. He just sounds like Unc dad vibe. Yeah. I mean, I've had people say that about me, so I could appreciate that. M says, Domo has to be cleaner without Christian at first. Still love him. Yeah, I mean, God, Geraldo Perdomo is one of those guys that it's hard to not root for. And when you see him making mistakes, like I know as fans, sometimes players play poorly and sometimes you get frustrated with them quickly. I understand how quickly people were frustrated with this team after yesterday's loss. It seemed very avoidable. Or at the very least, it seemed like it should have been closer than a 10-6 loss like it was. Today, even with the mistakes, you saw the Diamondbacks able to pick themselves up. You saw them able to recover from those mistakes, right? But we definitely have, we've seen Perdomo just kind of be a little on edge. I think that there's a lot of pressure for him this year. I think that, again, you get that extension, you get that maybe he doesn't actually have the C on his chest, but we all know he has that C on his chest. And hey, he has definitely he has an ability here to make some mistakes. But we also have seen Perdomo play some pretty good offense or defense. What M said is right though. Without Christian Walker over there at first, it's not just Domo that has to play better defense. I think everybody on the infield has to play better defense. And again, that's no discredit to Josh Naylor. It's just Christian Walker was this crazy vacuum that you could throw a baseball anywhere in his general vicinity and he would just suck it up, right? So it's like it's hard to replace somebody that's as good defensively at first base as Christian Walker was. Hopefully we'll see that trend in a better direction as the season goes on. What else do we got? Do we have any videos there, Kev, from the clubhouse that I didn't get to?
Oh, we got video, Derek. We do have some sound from Eugenio and Tori on the near home run.
Oh, I want to hear on that. Let's see what we got. What do we got on the almost home run? Let's hear from Tori first.
Yeah, for sure. He's on everything. The fly out the F7 was a slider that looked like it was a pretty good pitch, and you just see it. You just start to gain a little bit of confidence, get into a good locked position, and you're gonna be able to put a good swing on it. So for sure, I think he's working hard as well. There's some high intensity practice that he's learned over the past year that has helped put himself into this position, where he has helped himself by getting into this position. And I remember there was a high velocity fastball. I don't know who threw it. I can't remember if it was Keller or not, but fouled that one back in the next at bat. So he's on every pitch. You just get locked in. You look for those moments.
Man, that was close. I hit a little bit off the aim, and I knew that I hit it not well, not like enough with the barrel, but with the wing a little bit. I thought I got him the aim because I keep seeing the left field keep going back, and I thought, okay, maybe close, but yeah, it is what it is, and I'm happy because we win the game, and I don't have to care about the fly ball. That almost homer, but it's okay. I just, like I said, I'm just happy with whatever I have today.
That's such a good point. Like, if the Diamondbacks come up 1 run short or 2 runs short in this game, you don't sleep tonight thinking about that ball coming that close to being a home run and not making it, right? But when you hit 2 more dingers and that was just going to be your 3rd one of the night, it's no big deal. Whatever. Also, to all of you wonderful people that went out there and did a live bet on Geno to hit 3 home runs after he hit 2. My heart goes out to you because that one was very close. I thought you guys were all going to win some money, but it, like he said, like I say entirely too much on this show because I have nothing else to say. It is what it is, right? It is what it is, but still a great performance from Geno. And again, not just Geno, right? We talked about Alec Thomas. Those 5, 6, 7 hitters tonight for the Diamondbacks were deadly. And that was something, the Diamondbacks had Daniel Amaya last night scoring 5 RBI. I think that's his name. I might have botched that. But, you sometimes have unlikely heroes when you're playing someone of the caliber of the Chicago Cubs. An Ian Happ is going to hurt you. A Kyle Tucker might hurt you. It's just those guys down in the lineup that you don't want to be the ones to hurt you. For tonight, for the Diamondbacks, that was kind of it. The 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Diamondbacks were pretty good. So, of course, you got the Eugenio Suárez, Pavin Smith, Alec Thomas, grouping right there. But we actually, I wasn't going to let a media availability where I could bring you Pavin video pass without bringing you Pavin maniacs, some Pavin video. So here's what Smith had to say about playing DH and how it's not really necessarily cut out for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely something that doesn't come easy for everyone. Got a lot of time to think about your at-bats in between, but I found sort of a routine of, getting to go into the cage, getting to swing in between. So I've taken some advantages from it for sure.
You like it? I mean, does it suit you okay?
Yeah, I do like it, especially when you have good nights. The harder nights, when you don't play well, it's definitely harder because you feel like you did nothing. But nights like tonight is good.
It was a good point he made, and I think it's something Randall Grichuk actually brought up before the home opener yesterday. Is that when you're playing a DH, the only way you can impact the game is with your bat, right? So it's like sometimes when you have a crappy game at the plate, you want to go out there in the field and pick the team up by playing some good defense or making a great play. Like, you just can't when you're a DH. You just kind of have to wait for your next chance, your next at bat, and go out there and do the thing. But yes, I agree with Dom. What a game. What a way for things to turn around. And you just got to love the Diamondbacks coming out and putting it on the Cubs like this. Even if it was a close game, I don't think we would have felt as good about it. But an 8-1 victory, that feels really good. And what's going to feel better is taking a look at the numbers. Let's take a look at the numbers behind the numbers for tonight's game. Diamondbacks out-hit the Cubs 14-3. They outscored the Cubs 8-1. Runners in scoring position, the Diamondbacks were 6 for 17. 6 for 17. Last night I said, give yourselves more opportunities. They had the same amount of opportunities as the Cubs, but went 2 for 10. Tonight they go 6 for 17. Cubs just 1 for 9. Extra base hits, Diamondbacks had 8 to the Cubs 2. And then there's the expected batting average, which feels right. This stupid expected batting average. It's always crisscrossed. It doesn't make sense. Tonight it feels right. Diamondbacks had an expected batting average of 314 to the Cubs 185. You take a look at those numbers and it feels like a thorough ass whooping. And I think that's what we got tonight. And it also feels good, like I said, because the Diamondbacks did have, a lot of things go wrong for them last night, but it did feel like the Cubs at one point were kind of pushing them around, right? So it was good to see the Diamondbacks come back tonight and push them back. Let's see. Mango Man says the scoreboard graphic is not colorblind friendly, impossible to see how many outs there are. He's talking about on the Diamondbacks scoreboard. Yeah, because the outs are just dots. That's a great point, Mango Man. Let's be a bit more inclusive, right? Let's just get a number up there, shall we? Or maybe dots. Candace Montoya, I'm going to need to see your tardy slip. She says, I'm late, but I'm here. I mean, is it not already 11 o'clock at night? Like, what, did we not give you enough time? I was in there waiting for fireworks to be over and guys to be done showering. But this is a chance now, again, as it's a baseball season, right? I know how crazy we get about the Suns and other sports. I know how much losses mean. And I think there was even somebody that said it in the chat, like, after last season, I am going to freak out over every loss. Rightfully so. To each their own, and I definitely feel like you are in the right to be a little upset, a little disappointed as to the way the season kicked off. But again, at the very least, we have ourselves a nice 1-1 record now. The Diamondbacks have 2 more games here with the Cubs, and they have Brandon Pfaadt on the mound in Game 3. Brandon Pfaadt, who just today signed a brand new contract extension for 5 more years of Pfaadt. It's very exciting. We're going to talk about it on the other side of this break. But before we do that, I have to say happy birthday to Candace. She said, give me a birthday slide. Happy birthday to you. And again, thank you guys all for being here. It's great to see you guys here so late. And yeah, Diamondbacks win. It's a good night. We got fireworks. Hopefully you got a hot dog. And you got a W. So we're going to talk about Brandon Pfaadt's contract extension on the other side of this break. Don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, just 160 more games to go and 160 more chances to live bet on Dbacks baseball, right? You can do that at Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365. And you can get down, of course, on the live in-game betting. The Bet365 pioneered live in-game betting, and they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. They also live stream 780,000 events each year. And they do have their MLB early payout offer, which, of course, your team goes ahead by 5 runs or more, you win. Once you hit that 5-run mark, you win regardless of the outcome of the game. Same game and parlay selections will be marked as winners as well. So do not miss out on the chance to get down on that. New customers right now can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use that code of PHNX365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 or more to receive $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342, or visit problemgambling.az.gov. Well, if you are looking to manage your finances a bit better, you can look to Monarch Money. It's something I know I need to do, and Monarch Money can help you to build the life you actually want. Monarch makes managing money simple, even for busy lives. Kind of like this guy running back and forth between Chase Field. You can track your spending, savings, and investments effortlessly so you can focus on what matters, making your biggest life goals a reality. And of course, we all need the finances to do that. It's been named the Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025 and is the top recommended personal finance app by users and experts with over 30,000 5-star reviews. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code PHNX at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code PHNX. Get your money right. And speaking of getting money right, Brandon Pfaadt signed a brand new 5-year extension with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And man, this is we got another one in the words of DJ Khaled. Another one, right? Because the Diamondbacks now have extended Corbin Carroll. You could look back to them extending Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte would have been a free agent this past offseason. Do you know how much money that man would have commanded? I mean, $40 million a year probably. We would have been, no way would we have had the budget to bring Ketel Marte back. So bless Mike Hazen for what he's been able to do in his tenure as GM for this team and this franchise, and bless him for having the vision. Bless him for understanding the assignment, right? We want to be like the Braves. We want to be like those teams that locks in their young core for the future, for the foreseeable future. We want guys to stay here. We want guys to want to stay here. We want guys to be motivated to get these contract extensions themselves. And that's exactly what they did by doing this for Brandon Pfaadt. It's almost word for word what we could have said about Geraldo Perdomo, but Brandon Pfaadt is gone out there and he's done an excellent job. I mean, I asked Mike Hazen today if the postseason had an impact on this. And to be honest, Mike, like he said, like it's more of the body of work, right? The fact that Brandon Pfaadt has been able to be as consistent as he was for this team over 2024. Sure, the numbers weren't great, but he brought consistency to the starting rotation. One of the only consistent starters that the Diamondbacks had last season. So, I mean, it's just great that they're able to agree to this 5-year extension. The 5-year contract it runs through 2030. So it begins in 2026 with a club option for 2031 and a mutual option for 2032. So there's a good chance that we're actually talking about a 6-year deal here with Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, in 2024, he went 11-10 with a 4.71 ERA. Not great, but he was ranked among 2024 NL starters in walk rate. He was tied for 4th. His strikeout to walk rate was 4.4, which was 5th in Major League Baseball. And he was tied for starts at 32. That was tied for 5th. So, again, that consistency that he was able to bring to the Diamondbacks every single day. Mike Hazen brought up, a couple of instances that kind of ballooned his ERA and made it a bit higher. But overall, he's just been a super consistent part of this starting rotation. And I mean, there was talk today about, investments. There was talk about there being risk on both sides. With Brandon Pfaadt, obviously this is a great thing for him to have this financial stability and not have to worry about his arbitration years and things like that over the next 5 to 6 years, right? But again, it's an investment. It's a risk on the franchise's end to invest this much in Brandon Pfaadt, who it's not like he doesn't deserve it, hasn't proven that he deserves it, but still maybe the numbers don't necessarily scream out at you that a guy that you want to extend and keep here, for the whole time. So, that's it. There's a lot of things that go into this, and it's about, assessing his talent, assessing his trajectory and how good he's going to be. But I think everybody was excited. There were, hugs going around. Hell, we even here at the PHNX office started today off by calling it Pfaadt Friday without having any clue that today was going to be also Pfaadt contract extension day. That just shows how psychic we are in this office. But we have Brandon Pfaadt here talking about Arizona being very special to him and his wife. And he also talks a little bit here about, I think, how maybe keeping this whole contract extension thing under wraps being a little bit more difficult than he planned.
Yeah, I think when you look, ever since we got drafted in 2020, my wife and I, we've loved Arizona. We loved everything about it, whether that be in the clubhouse and outside the clubhouse. We're just happy to be here longer and extend that stay a little longer. And like I said, we've loved every minute of it and just wanted to make that a little longer. Pretty hard, coming into the clubhouse last 2 days, not knowing who knew, who didn't know, looking them in the eyes, like that's what I was trying to figure out. Do you know? So it was tough, but I'm happy it's out now, and we can all move on, have a good year.
Did you swear?
Yeah, I didn't know about my dad. That was the tough one I didn't know if his lips would be sealed or not, but apparently they were.
He kept it quiet.
What's that?
He kept it quiet.
He did.
He just tweeted about it, but other than that.
Yeah, now he can do whatever he wants.
Mike,
By the way, I've met pretty much the entire Pfaadt family, and they are incredible. And when you do call it the Pfaadt family, you do have to put a P in front of the word family, and I don't write the rules. I just follow them around here. But yeah, man, I mean, of course, it's incredible for Brandon and his wife and his family. It's incredible to, again, I mean, the confidence this creates in that young man. It's kind of like what I said about the starting rotation situation. This is just me speculating, but I feel like it has to feel much better that you earn that spot in the rotation before the situation with Jordan Montgomery played out, rather than Jordan making the starting rotation and then having to lose his spot due to needing Tommy John surgery, and Brandon Pfaadt kind of being, the afterthought or the later addition, right? It proved that the team believed in Brandon, wanted to go with Brandon, and thought he was the better pitcher, the better option to help them win games, right, over Montgomery. And again, there's some respect there when it's that different, that much of a difference in what those two players make to go with the guy that's going to help you win games more than the guy that you're paying $22+ million to, right? So that had to feel great for his confidence. That had to feel great for him just, knowing that the organization wanted him in the rotation over anybody else, and that he won that spot after pretty decent competition. But you also have the fact that now he gets this contract extension and what this has to do. I mean, it's just so good for this team to see these guys that took them all the way to the World Series just 2 years ago, all getting rewarded with these contract extensions and all securing this young core. I've talked about the Derek Montia steps of a franchise and having success. And, the first part about, of making a franchise successful for years and years to come is finding an identifiable core of young players that you want to build around. Then you can go out and you can add those free agents. Then you can go out and bring a Corbin Burns in. Then you can make those, additions to the team. But like, as far as this team goes, a lot of those guys identified themselves in 2023. And now what I want more than I want air or water or anything else in my life is a Gabriel Moreno extension. Let's get that done. You get that done, and I will sleep peacefully every single night without CBD gummies until the end of time, is basically what I'm saying. But Brandon Pfaadt believes in this young core, and I think that was another reason why he wanted to sign this extension. This is what Brandon Pfaadt had to say about this team. Oh, I caught Kevin slipping. It's fine. We can tell people, Kevin. He was in the middle of doing something else.
Yeah, I think we've always had that young core coming up through the minors. We've all stuck together, and we've added some veteran leadership the past few years to tack in on that, and I think that goes a long way. So we're excited for what the future holds, and there's a lot to look forward to.
And I mean, again, like these guys are all growing up together. They're all becoming really good professional baseball players and athletes together. So this is something that's special, man. And I feel good about this. We have talked for a long time on this show about wanting to follow the blueprint that a team like the Braves has laid out, that they've established. And you're almost jealous seeing all the things they have over there. And yet, even with that, you saw the way that last season, due to injury and other things, kind of petered out for them. They still made the playoffs in that dastardly deal with the Mets, but they also went on to not have a very successful run in the postseason. So overall, I think this is a very exciting time to be a Diamondbacks fan. I know Tori loves it. I know Tori is happy to have Brandon Pfaadt here. Here's what Tori had to say before the game about Brandon getting that contract extension.
I think it's great news. It's great news. You talk about a commitment from the front office to the players. They've identified a certain type of player, somebody that is going to be here a long time and helps win a lot of baseball games. I think you're talking about an elite human being. That's what we want here. That's what the Arizona Diamondbacks crave, good baseball players that are great human beings. So I'm extremely happy for he and Allie. It gives them some stability, some long-term stability, and that's what every player wants. You get so used to playing year to year when you're a young player, and maybe not qualified for something like this. You end up playing year to year. It's just a little bit of a challenge. It just gives you a certain level of comfort, but I don't think it's going to make him complacent. And he's going to be the right guy, and he's going to be here a long time. That thrills me a lot.
I think back to Corbin when he signed his deal, and it was about, I play better when I know where I'm going to be and have a peace of mind.
Let me tell you guys, the vibes were good. You kind of have to wonder if the contract extension news kind of improved the team's overall mood. Like, it felt, obviously pretty bad last night after the game. It felt bad doing the show here so late, like we did it, right? But today, before anything really happened, we find out that we're getting a press conference here with Brandon Pfaadt due to the contract extension, and just suddenly the vibes were very good for the Arizona Diamondbacks in the clubhouse and everywhere. And again, that's the thing that these contract extensions do. Not everybody's going to get one. Not everybody deserves one, right? But the motivation created from seeing their teammates, seeing guys that they played with for the last few years get the contract extension, it has to be great for morale, and it has to be great motivation for these guys to want to get that to want that for themselves as well, right? The Diamondbacks would love to extend all of these guys. You know, I mean, it's probably at the end of the day what Mike Hazen's goal is, but they do have to pick and choose on, you know, certain guys that they truly believe in. I know character is a huge factor for Mike Hazen and Torey Lovullo, and so far, the guys they've brought in are tremendous people beyond just being tremendous baseball players. So it's a very, very fun time to be a fan of this team. They're young, they're exciting, and we haven't even seen Corbin Burns pitch in a regular season game yet. So we got a lot more fun to have this season. I love that our guy Eric Ruby is in here, by the way. Eric says the Suns make him sad, and he's just here to watch a fun team. I get it. Eric, you can come sit in this chair with me whenever you want. It's always open. Not that you need any more shows to do, but on the other side of this break, we're going to hear a little bit more from Torey Lovullo on Merrill and tonight's performance, as well as talk about this terrible situation with the Tampa Bay Rays and how thankful we are that we're not them. I still think of them as like our cousin. And yeah, it's like when a family member is just having the worst life, you know, you feel so bad for them. You don't really want to get involved, but you're like, damn, I really hope things improve for them. So we're going to talk about that on the other side of this break. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback show. Don't you go anywhere. Unless, of course, where you're going is Spinato's Pizzeria, because their pizza is amazing. And let me tell you, the Suns crew, even though they didn't have a fun time watching the Suns play basketball, they had a blast out there at Spinato's. Make sure you check it out. It's the place to go be a Suns fan and to watch Suns games. They're hosting watch parties all the time with Phoenix Suns dancers and my guy, the Gorilla. You also can stop by for your chance to win free Suns tickets. They had a winner tonight in their little pizza shot contest, right? I think someone might have taken home pizza for a year. Is that right? That's incredible. So maybe you can win pizza for a year. You can win some free tickets, that's for sure, to an upcoming Suns game on April 9th. Mark your calendar, Suns fans. The excitement starts at Spinato's. And you don't even have to wait for a Suns game. Just go there. Their pizza is excellent. And it's the only pizza where I truly feel like if you don't stop me, I will eat the entire thing and not regret it one bit. But get all the info on the watch parties and pizza basketball contest at spinatospizzeria.com. Spinato's, official pizza of the Phoenix Suns. Also, Circle K is America's thirst stop. You guys know that, and I'm very thirsty. I'm sure some of you guys are. It's going to only get hotter, so make sure to mark your calendars or mark your map to go to a Circle K near you. They're everywhere, so there's no way you can miss one. Also, make sure to mark your calendars for Inner Circle Fuel Days. That's coming up on April 10th and April 24th, where you will save 40 cents per gallon from 6 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. The only catch is you got to be an Inner Circle member. Download the app right now. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply. At participating locations, visit CircleK.com for details. But you can also win a big giveaway, because Circle K is having a big giveaway. That's what they're calling it, the Circle K Big Giveaway. Customers can enter to win prizes, cash, and more. Just visit CircleK.com/big-giveaway. Well, no matter how bad things get, at least we're not the Tampa Bay Rays. Am I right? Because I don't know what is going on, what the hell is going on with that organization. But I just wanted to take a quick moment to just say, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like what's going on with any of the, I don't like what's going on with the A's. I don't like what's going on with the Rays. There might be a reason why those two things, rhyme together, because both situations are trash and embarrassments for Major League Baseball. The Rays opened their season with a walk-off win over the Colorado Rockies. A walk-off win, Eric. A walk-off win, Kevin. And what did the fans do? They chanted, "Sell the team! Sell the team!" on opening day after a walk-off win. And why is that? Because they're watching their team play in a Yankees minor league ballpark, for Christ's sake. Of course they're going to chant "Sell the team." I can't believe they're even there. Like, good on them for being there, because that's a ridiculous situation. I disagree with Barry Bloom about a lot of things, obviously. But one of the things we will never agree on, and we were probably screaming at each other in a chat about, is that visible from the outside of the stadium, Kevin, is a massive raise up banner with the words, "Thank you, Yankees," written in smaller text underneath. Can you imagine if the Diamondbacks had to play at Camelback Ranch and had to put up a sign that said, "Go Snakes, thanks Dodgers"? That makes me mad just thinking about it. It's outrageous.
That's shameless.
Sell the team.
That's really shameless.
Move them to Montreal right now.
Move
I'm
them to
not even
Montana.
joking.
I don't care.
I don't care. Move them anywhere. Move them to Sacramento and have both of the teams play there. Because, oh my God, I just hate it. I hate it. But sorry, I needed to get that out because that is something that has bothered me since I was watching a video of it.
Is there anything that could really further stamp you as being Lil Bro than that?
No.
There's no,
No.
And after that, you are forever Lil Bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, no.
if there was an argument before, it's not anymore.
It's like getting posterized, right, in a way that no one remembers you at all for your NBA career, but just for that moment, right? Like it's like
you got posterized by a dude in the league, right? You fell on hard times. You hit him up and said, "Hey, can I sleep on your couch for a month?"
Yeah.
You walk into his house, a mansion, if you will, and there's just a 12-foot tall poster of you getting dunked on in the living room above the couch that you got to sleep on.
Or more importantly, he makes you go onto social media and thank him. You know?
It's crazy.
Yeah, thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you. Oh my God. It's insane. It's insane person behavior. And like just overall, I think that like you cannot convince me that there isn't a better situation, right? There wasn't a better solution to this problem. And not to mention the fact that they still don't know what the hell they're going to do after this, right? At the very least, I have been to the site where the new stadium is going to be in Las Vegas. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's flat. It's the Tropicana is gone. The ghost of Tropicana doesn't even exist. That's been smashed to bits and rolled over with a steamroller. The ballpark is going to be made in Las Vegas. There's a lot of, there's a lot of talk about what's really going to happen. If it is, it's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen with the Tampa Bay Rays, and it seems like they don't either. So again, you want to rank Chase Field as the worst ballpark in National League? I don't care, because at least we have a ballpark. At least we have a place. Sure, the air conditioning doesn't work really good, but our roof opens again. It takes a long time, but it opens again with people in the stadium. So I don't care, but I'm still not over this win tonight. I just needed, like, again, I remember a time when a very old man, was standing on my freshman football field discussing with my friends the fact that we were getting a team called the Diamondbacks and how much better we thought the name the Devil Rays were at the time. Because, yes, they were the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Their logo was fire. It had the Devil Ray with the flashy colors, and it was cool. And we just all knew the nickname that people were going to call us, considering that they wanted to call them the Dbacks. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. We were freshman high school boys. We went there, right? But now, World Series later, and this current team versus what the hell the Rays are putting out there as a lineup. Oh my God. I'm very happy to be covering the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's all I have to say. But Torey Lovullo, we have a little bit more from him before we get out of here. Torey discussed Merrill Kelly's outing tonight and just how good Merrill was, despite the fact that early on it didn't look like he was going to be able to give them 5 1/3 innings and only give up 1 run.
Yeah, I think he was real stubborn. I think the was it 2nd and 3rd or bases loaded and no outs, something like that. He got 2nd and 3rd, no outs. He got the comebacker, and then we knocked down and out at 6-2 with Perdomo to Herrera. Real clean baseball there, and then he got the pop up to get out of that inning. I felt like at that point we had really dodged the bullet, and Merrill gained a little bit of confidence. So that's very Merrill-esque. He does that stuff and picked up his teammate there. I think we made a little bit of a blunder on the infield, and Merrill took it upon himself to pick up his teammates, and that was really special. A little bit. I was kind of thinking, 42 pitches, and there was I think, the air on the infield cost him some pitches there. I thought, wow, if we can just get him through 5, we'd be in a really good spot. I think there was a first pitch out. I think it might have been Tucker to start the third with a pop up to the catcher that was a really big out. So Merrill gets a tailwind. He's just looking for anything to get him going, and I think getting out of that jam really pushed him in the right direction, and he took it from there. But was I surprised? No. Merrill can turn things around quickly. He can spin the baseball. He can find spots, and he gets some really quick, easy outs. He did a good job.
Momentum's such a big thing in baseball. Like I don't know if momentum is like it's in every sport, right? I'm not going to say it's not, but there's just something about, like, especially what the Cubs did to the Diamondbacks last night, scoring 8 runs with 2 outs, right? Like, that's so demoralizing. It's so exhausting. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to give up, even though I'm sure nobody on this team gave up. It kind of makes you want to give up, right? So it's a little different when you obviously can come out here and do what the Diamondbacks did tonight. But yeah, I mean, Merrill Kelly was just right there on the verge, it felt like, of letting things kind of fall apart, and he just did an excellent job. He did what he does, right? Merrill goes out there and he got outs. He pitched like a beast, and he didn't do anything that, like, again, that shows up in the box score other than limit the damage to 1 run. And that's what he did. It was an incredible night for Merrill overall. And Torey had a little bit more to say just about the overall performance of this team tonight. Here's what he had to say.
Pretty clean day. It was a nice bounce back after yesterday where things were a little bit sloppy. A couple things we got to work on. We'll continue tightening all that up and get us, as close to being satisfactory as possible. But in the space of, that I'm talking about, you come out after a tough day yesterday, and we really responded. And it started with Merrill. Merrill was 5 1/3 of well-pitched baseball. I know that he was kind of spraying the ball around. 4 walks is a little bit uncustomary for him, but he made pitches when he had to and pitched deep into the game. And we had some choices. I had some choices to make, and I decided to preserve a couple of the back end guys for tomorrow. Mantiply hadn't thrown in 5 days. Shelby Miller was fantastic. Ryan Thompson was fantastic. So everything worked out as good as possible. And you win a baseball game 8-1. A lot is right. But I felt like the difference today was the Merrill start. Let us get our footing a little bit, and then we slugged the baseball. That's really what it came down to. A number of extra base hits, and we're very dynamic. I think we can slug you sometimes. We can outpoint you. Yet last night we had a lot of traffic on the bases. We had the potential for some big innings, but it was a really nice baseball game from an offensive standpoint. Geno was clearly the highlight. Got us the 2-pointer. Got us ahead in the baseball game. Had another one. Another 2-run home run, so it's just a special day. Those are the ones you dream about from a player standpoint, where you go out there, clip a couple baseballs, and do your job to help your team win a baseball game, especially by hitting a home run. So it was a nice day for him.
Candace said Kelly should crip walk off the mound always after a killer inning, doing that little dance. It was great. It's one of my favorite things that I've made, especially with our music attached to it. But also, Sean, he wants me to read Sharon's super chat. So let's get to it. What is Sharon's super chat? Sharon, thank you so much for your super chat. Bless you. Not only for being here, but for your super chat. She says, important question, Derek. Did you have a hot dog and beer with the clown? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I probably put more work into finding this gentleman in a clown costume than I did on presenting the show to you tonight. Because as you may know, finding a person in the crowd at Chase Field simply based on a quick glimpse at the video board is like finding a goddamn needle in a haystack. So I didn't get any visual information. Usually I can get a section or like a stand behind them. I see like Casa Amigos behind them. I'll see Hungry Hill behind them. I know exactly where they're at. Tonight I needed to go get Chris Melton's help. She told me, based on her investigative work on where the clown was located, that he wasn't over an overhang, so he had to be between the bullpens in the outfield, and that helped me tremendously. I was able to narrow down my search zone, and I found the clown. And this gentleman, he was on the video board holding up a sign that said fantasy football loser. And as many of you know, I too am a fantasy football loser. So
what?
I had to go. Shut up, Kevin. You're the reason why I am one. I only want to start with you.
I am?
Don't even start with me, Kevin.
I don't remember.
Don't even start with me.
Can you refresh my memory?
This
I'm
man
old.
had a board. I'm going to ignore you. This man had a board. He was keeping track because he needed to eat 1 hot dog and 1 beer per inning for 9 innings, and that was part of his punishment. They did want to know about the Waffle House, and I did tell them I still haven't eaten waffles. I have no plans to eat waffles, and I still haven't gone to Chick-fil-A either for waffle fries. So I mean it when I say it. Also, Be Calm, See Clearly has some super chats. I appreciate you. He says, off is the direction. All the Dodgers can blank. Yes, they can do that. He also says, I know Corbin Carroll is single and I need it. Well, we need to have an intervention here with you really fast, Be Calm, See Clearly, because Kevin did some investigative work of his own, and he has some evidence I think that might be a bit heartbreaking for you. Kevin, what do you have?
Yeah, Be Calm, See Clearly. Make sure you're sitting down with your hands on a seat here, because this is a photo from tonight of Eugenio Suárez with his family.
BCSC, you don't want to break this beautiful family up? Come on. Don't be a homewrecker. Anyway, well, Diamondbacks wreck the Cubs tonight, that's for sure, beating them by a score of 8-1. Appreciate you guys so much for being here this late with me, hanging in with me. I love it. We are going to be back on Monday with a Mailbag Monday episode. Once again, no post game on Monday, but we will recap whatever happened to finalize this series. Diamondbacks have a chance to take the next 2 games and win this series against the Cubs, or hey, I'm sure a lot of people would be okay with a split, but we don't want that. We want a 3-1 series victory over the Cubs here to start the season. Hopefully we'll be discussing that on Monday, so make sure to come join us for that on Monday. You will be back, I think, at 2 o'clock is what time we're going to be back on Monday. So, but also, do not miss out, by the way. We got ourselves a fun little cards draft party coming up. Got to make sure you join the boys, Bo, Johnny, and the Cardinals diehards out at Gila River Resorts and Casinos Wild Horse Pass in the Upper Deck Bar and Grill for an unforgettable NFL draft party and live show presented by Circle K and Gila River. So tickets include entrance to the Upper Deck Bar, all-you-can-eat dinner buffet from 5 to 7 p.m., and drink tickets for you 21 and up. So make sure to join us out there April 24th. We're going to have a blast. So I might be out there just having a good time, but we thank you guys. B says, thanks for the show. No, Beast, thank you. Thank you for supporting me as this one-man band, but I'm not alone. I got my guy, Kev. You can follow both of us on Twitter. I am at Cap_Caveman with a K. My guy, Kev, is at Kevo Posts. Again, sorry about the whole Kev thing, Kev on stage stuff, but we appreciate you guys so much for stopping by. Follow him, follow our show at PHNX_Dbacks, but of course all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Kev, how much more time do I have? Am I out of time?
We got an hour and 1 minute on the clock.
I'm way out of time. Faja's going to yell at me so much for not throwing it to some other thing.
It's all right, because the Dbacks won. He's
that's
a happy
right.
man.
The Dbacks won. He's going to be happy. You guys are happy. We love you guys. We thank you so much for stopping by. We will see you on Monday. I want you guys to all have a wonderful weekend. Behave yourselves. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when Geno mashes.
We all silly like the mayor.